I know the video won't pick it up, but we don't care about them anyway. So. Revelation chapter 13, verse 18. Revelation 13, 18. There's two numbers in the Bible. There's a bunch of numbers in the Bible that you need to be aware of. I'll give you two or three that you need to know the meaning of. The meaning of the number 5 is very clear in the Bible. It's death. Death. When David is going to kill Goliath, he chooses 5 smooth stones. You'll find repeatedly in the Old Testament when someone is killed, it says they were stabbed or whatever under the 5th rib. So 5 is the number of death. The number 6, of course, is the number of man. The number 13 is the number for rebellion. And those are just numbers, and I'll show you as they repeat, but you'll see this often, and once you see it, then you'll just start seeing it all over. The Bible is not like any other book you've ever seen in the world. And if we saw all of the things God has hidden in this book, we would just be blown away. And from time to time, he'll let you see a few of them. And he's given me a few of them, so I'm going to share them. Revelation 13, verse 18. Here's wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. Okay, Revelation is, how many books are in the Bible? 66. There's 66 books in the Bible. Revelation is the 66th book. We're in verse 13, so we know that's rebellion right off the bat, or chapter 13. And this is verse 18, which 18 is what? 3 times 6. 6, 6, 6. 3 times 6 is 18. So 3 sixes is 18. This verse is about the number of the beast, which is 666. There are 31 words in this verse, which is 13 backwards. He used a special formula to tell you the number is 666. He could have said 666. I mean, that's the way we would speak. But he didn't do that. That's English, but that's not what the Bible says. There's a reason for it. He could have simply said 666, but he didn't do that either. He used 600, 6. Why? Because it's 5 words. And the devil is bound for death. That's God's decree on the devil, is death. Now that's just some basic information that you need to get a hold of, and now we'll move on to something a little more advanced. Ephesians chapter 4. Ephesians chapter 4. I've showed you this before, maybe not all of it, but we'll play with it. Ephesians 4. This is a great memory verse because it's a great big old long one. Ephesians 4:27. Ephesians 4:27. He says, neither give place to the devil. That's a good one. That's an easy one to remember. Ephesians is the 49th book of the Bible. So if you're counting from Genesis, Ephesians is going to be the 49th book. So 4 plus 9 is 13. Okay, so we know that there's something to do with rebellion here in just the name, in just the book. We're in chapter 4, verse 27. So let's look at that. We're going to go to chapter 4, verse 27. So 4 plus 2 plus 7 is 13. Okay, we got the 13 again. This thing is too close to me.
Did you eat?
Yeah. Now, count the words in this verse.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, so there's 6 words. And we know from Revelation 6 is a bad number, and it's associated with the devil and man. Okay, you probably don't have time to do this, but if you were to count how many letters are in here, there's 26
13 twice.
letters, and so we've got 13 already. So we just add those two together, and we have how many letters are in the verse.
26.
Yeah, 13 twice. As in 13 from the book and 13 from the reference. So that's showing you some of the wild things that God's put in here. The last verse, or the last word of the verse, is what? Devil. And of course his doom is to die. So how many letters are in that word? 5. Okay. That's more background. Now let me give you the good stuff. Isaiah 66. Isaiah 66. Isaiah 66:16. Isaiah 66:16. He says, "For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh." Now he has a different way of pleading than what we think of when we say plead. Will he plead with all flesh? And the slain of the Lord shall be many. Okay.
Tasty.
Yes. Now what's that verse talking about? We know what it's talking about. It's talking about the end of the tribulation. It's talking about Armageddon, when the Lord actually comes down and does some killing with a sword. That's exactly what he's talking about. So let's keep that in mind. We know that Isaiah is a cliff notes of the Bible. Isaiah has 66 chapters, and each chapter corresponds to the same number of book. So if we go to the book of Revelation, it's going to say something about what we would find in Isaiah chapter 66. So let's go to Revelation. And since we were in Isaiah 66, let's go to chapter 16, or 66:16 in Isaiah. So we'll go to Revelation 16:16. Hold your place in Isaiah now that everybody's dropped it, but we'll compare these two. Revelation 16:16. So here's the correspondence to what we saw in Isaiah. It says, "And he gathered them together into a place called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon." Okay, so we've got a lot of stuff here. If you look in Isaiah, he's telling you about God killing something. In Revelation, he's telling you where it happens. So they're book matched. They are both on the same page. Now let's notice the particulars of each verse. Isaiah 66:16. If you just look at that verse for a minute, something will pop out at you. Maybe. Isaiah 66:16. Well, that's good. But here's what you need to notice about that. Look at the word slain, or maybe you saw the word sword, or maybe you saw the word plead or flesh. They're all 5-letter words. How many 5-letter words are in that verse? 5 5-letter words. Because it's all about death.
That is awesome.
Okay, that's verse 16. And it's about death. Death is what? Taking something away. So we're in verse 16. So let's go backwards as though we're taking something away. 6 minus 1 is 5. There it all is right there. It's all just, you can't mess it up. Go to Revelation 16:16 and let's look close. Revelation 16:16. Okay, what pops out here? Now that you've already done it in Isaiah, it should be easy.
Well, the 1 minus 6.
Correct. Same way to do the number. You come up with 5 by saying 1 minus 6. What else do you just see in the verse?
Place and tone.
There you go. He got it. 3 6-letter words, as in 666. Hebrew, tongue, and called. Now that's not a coincidence. God could have chose any other formulation of words with different numbers to say the very same thing. He chose these words on purpose to tell you something. Here it is. Now, I'll give you some harder stuff. In Isaiah, there are how many words? In Isaiah, our passage, Isaiah 66:16. Isaiah 66:16.
How many words are there?
How many words?
22.
Try it again. 23. You got to count it, not guess at it.
23. Which equals 5.
23. Okay. So the words are 23, which equals 2 plus 3 equals 5.
Oh, Destiny can get that.
Okay. That's how many words are in it. Look at your passage in Revelation 16. Revelation 16:16. Because remember, we said these parallel each other. How many words are in that one?
14.
14. Which is 1 plus 4, 5. Because they're parallel passages. Now that's amazing. God didn't have to do that, but He did that on purpose. There's probably so much of that type of thing going on in the Bible, it would just blow your mind. God cares about numbers. He wrote a whole book about it. Numbers. 4th book of the Bible, Numbers. So, numbers in the Bible are inspired. Now, I wouldn't say that about any other book, but in the Bible, they're inspired. They're there for a reason. The other thing is, it's important that you have a Bible. If you have a modern version, any other version but a King James, you don't have a Bible, and this stuff does not work out.
Right, they take out entire passages and
Even changing the word changes the numbers.
Takes the numbers away.
Correct. All right, so that's lesson number 1. Now I'll switch things up and we'll go to lesson number 2.